Hello, everyone. My name is Amber Barr. I'm the Program Services Director for the Immokalee Foundation. We are here today to present to you on our career pathways, and this is our first mentor training on our career pathway program. There are going to be multiple people speaking today, including Mr. Kent. He is our career counselor, Maria Reyes, who's our healthcare pathway coordinator, and Daniel Hernandez, who's our engineering and business pathway coordinator. Now, during the in-person presentation, we did have handouts to give out. We will have the handouts available at the Immokalee Foundation if you would like them. So we do have a brand new brochure on our career pathway program. We have a printout of this presentation. We have a sample of our 8th grade action plan. And then we have more information on the different academies and certifications that are available at the high school, which you'll be hearing a lot more about today. We also have our site plan because we are in fact building a house in March of 2020, and we did want to provide the mentors the site plan for that. So to get started, we're going to have Mr. Kent present on the background of why we are doing the Career Pathways program.
Let's first talk a little bit about some of the research that we came up with to help us in forming our new direction. First of all, TIF does real well at high school graduation. 100% of our students will graduate, and then from there they do enter into a post-secondary education, of which most go into a university or a college setting. We follow our students through college, and I would say about 90%, 91% of our students graduate with a post-secondary degree. We went further. We decided, well, let's check on our students to see how well they're doing, and we sent a survey out to a certain segment of that population. However, we did find that 40% of our students who graduated from a college or university were not actually working in their field of study. Must admit that was pretty disappointing. However, that did help us in forming some new directions that we're going to be taking to help our students to do better than that, and particularly us to do better, so that a greater majority of our students are actually going to work in their field of study. So some of the major shifts is because we work with a lot of first-generation students, families are very dependent on us to get them on the right path. So what we've done is taken, instead of just talking about college and what college would you like to go to and monitoring their grades, we decided to focus more on the career factors, then come back and visit what kind of education is needed for the careers that they're interested in. So we did a survey of Southwest Florida because a lot of our students come back home, and there's not a lot of Fortune 500 companies here. There's not a lot of hospitals in Immokalee. Therefore, our students are more dependent on Lee County and Collier County and Southwest Florida. So we surveyed where the high demands were, and we found that there were 4 high demands in Southwest Florida as far as career pathways. Those 4 are construction engineering, business management, education, and healthcare. Those were the areas, and basically what we figured was that we would help our students starting in middle school to explore in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade those 4 career pathways. They do hands-on projects, they do panel discussions, they interview people who are working in those fields, they do field trips, and then at the end of 8th grade, we ask them to assess what they've learned, where's their career interest at this time, and we help them put together a career plan. The nice thing about that career plan is that we have them explain that to families at a family meeting where TIF with their career counselor and advocate and the parents and the student sit down and talk about which pathway they're favoring at this point. So with that in mind, they go through and they talk about the specific career pathway. They talk about why they picked it. They look at what kind of programs are in the high school that will support that. So one of the things that's unique with our program is right out of 8th grade, we point students to an academy that parallels their pathway. And academies, for the most part, end up with industry certifications as well as internships at the end of their junior year. So this to us allows a student for 4 years, along with the high school, along with the TIF after-school programs and our summer programs, for a student truly to see if this is a good fit, rather than dream of something, going to college for 2 years and deciding that that's not a good fit. And following high school, they can go right into the workforce with their industry certification, but we know a lot of our students are going to move on to universities and tech training in order to move up into higher paying positions and responsibilities.
So we are now briefly going to discuss our middle school program. Middle school is all about career exploration. So we're trying to expose the students to those 4 career pathways that Mr. Kent has spoken of. So in 6th grade, the students will be doing a career research project. This is where they go through rotations and they're actually going to be researching one particular career within each of the pathways. They're then going to present that career to their classmates, where they get to hear from their peers about all the different careers available in that pathway. In 7th grade, they're going to be doing a hands-on experience. So for example, for the education pathway, they're actually going to learn how to create a lesson plan. They're going to go to our elementary school program, Immokalee Readers, and put on that lesson plan for a group of students. So this is where they're going to actually get an idea of whether or not they would want to go into education. And then in 8th grade, like Mr. Kent already explained, we have our action plan. So they're going to be creating that action plan for high school based on everything that they've learned those previous years. Now, during the middle school time, they will each have an advocate. And an advocate is going to be responsible for meeting with that student once a quarter and making sure their grades, their behavior, and their attendance is up to par. The advocate also provides that personal relationship to the student. They usually know a lot about their family, about their hopes, about their dreams. The advocate has a lot of info on those students. The students will also be going through different workshops with us, including time management and study skills. They'll be going to a technical school, a college, and a university, and they'll have 2 career exploration field trips a year. So our middle school program is running 3 days a week next year, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we do have the students for the majority of the academic year 3 days a week. Now during the summer, we are doing a STEM program with FGCU. So we're partnering with the FGCU's Whitaker Center, which is their STEM center, and they're doing a STEM curriculum to help improve the math and the reading scores of our students. So the students are actually going to be taught by FGCU math and science professors. The first 2 weeks are going to be at FGCU, where they're going to be learning coding, math concepts, and they're going to be doing underwater robotics with the U.S. Navy. So there's a very robust curriculum for our middle school students. And in the final 2 weeks, they're going to the botanical gardens, and FGCU has a center at the botanical gardens, and they're going to be doing field research and Now we're going to move on to our high school program, and Mr. Daniel Hernandez will be presenting on this.
And for the high school core curriculum, we are still continuing all our services for all students. And as you can see, we are continuing our advocacy meetings once a quarter. This is where our students are able to meet with their advocates and to give them an update on what's going on. We are continuing our weekly mentor meetings as well as our monthly class meetings, in which all class grades are able to get what's going on for the month with TIF and what they have to look forward to. Also, we will be continuing our career expos and field trips in which our students are exposed to professionals and what's going on in the community with local organizations. And we're also continuing our college prep, our test prep, and our networking services for all our students. 2 of the new services we are incorporating with the Immokalee Foundation are Achieve 3000. This is a literacy instruction program that are helping our students increase their scores for FSA or any ACT or SAT exams. A new thing as well is we're incorporating a financial aid workshop, and because our students are receiving financial incentives through the Immokalee Foundation, we want to help our students be able to know how to open a bank account, how to budget, and this is for all high school students as we move forward.
Another service we'll be offering our students this year is the Professional Effectiveness Training. The training will be held for the 11th grade students during the academic year, and the purpose of the program is to prepare students for internships that they will be participating in between the summer of their junior and senior year. During the program, they will learn soft skills needed to be an effective intern.
And now for our engineering and construction management pathway. As you can see, there are certification opportunities for our students. So if you go down, you'll see that our students are going to have the opportunity to receive the Occupational and Safety Health Administration training. This is a 10-hour training that all students who are interested in engineering, construction, and management field need to receive. So that way, if they ever wanted to work on a construction site, this is what they would provide. Also, our students are going to be working on 2 NCCER core construction certifications. Our students are going to have that opportunity to move forward and get that instruction, as well as the NCCR supervisor. And this is kind of to help our students move up the ladder a lot quicker if they were to work in that area. Also, they can receive the Autodesk and Engineering Core certification, which is offered through the NAF Academies. And the NAF Academies are through the Immokalee High School. They are there just to create exposure for the careers and for other certification opportunities for our students to put on their resumes. Some of the high school academy options are the NAF Academy of Engineering. This is an academy that we are partnered with the Immokalee High School. And then the next is during their 11th and 12th grade, our students have the opportunity to enroll at iTech in the Building and Construction Technology program. The structure of the program, moving forward, the academic year will have 2 hours per week, 1 hour on Achieve 3000, and the 1 hour working on their certification and completing hands-on projects. For the summer, we have a 6-week program at iTech that we have partnered with, and during that time, the students will have the opportunity to do some learning modules, in-class work, and they'll also incorporate the 1 hour of Achieve 3000 to continue their literacy instruction, and they'll be continuing to work on other certifications. During these times of the academic summer year, they'll also have industry speakers and field trips, and they'll also have an opportunity to receive a $250 stipend per quarter, so our students are receiving a financial assistance throughout the school year. Some internship opportunities. One of the biggest things for our engineering construction management pathway is the House bill that will begin in March 2020. This is something very new and amazing and fun, and this is a land that was donated by Collier Enterprises, and the BCV is our general contractor, and iTech will be assisting with this program. And then during this internship, our students, not only will they be getting a $250 stipend per quarter, but as an incentive, they'll get paid an hourly wage working at the construction site. And this is just an aerial view just to see what our plot of land looks like at this moment. We were approved for 16 houses and have the potential to add 2 more houses. So we're looking at an 18-house development in the future.
Now jumping into the Education and Human Service pathway. Certification opportunities for this pathway are the DCF Child Care Training. And within this training and certificate, the 2 first modules that the students will be working on are the Child Care Facility Rules and Regulations and Health, Safety, and Nutrition. The other certification will be CPR and First Aid. The academies that are paired with this pathway are the Teaching Academy and the Criminal Justice Academy. 2 special features are the Teaching Academy is partnered with FGCU, and students will actually have the opportunity to interact with an FGCU professor that comes out and teaches courses. So by the end of the academy, students will earn FGCU college credit for 3 courses. The structure of the program, so students will go ahead throughout the academic year do a 6 to 10 hour a week internship with the Immokalee Readers Program. They'll have an hour of Achieve 3000 completed independently. Now going into the summer, students will participate in a 3-week program. The first 2 weeks working on certifications, and then the last week going to FGCU to participate in the FGCU Education Camp. They will be exposed to industry speakers and field trips as well, and students will be paid an hourly wage. Their internship is a little bit different as they have a longer period of time, and the internship opportunities will be that continuous partnership with the Immokalee Readers throughout the academic year, and then over the summer they'll be partnering up with local nonprofits.
And now to our business management pathway. And as you can see, some of the certification opportunities that our students will receive, and this is through the high school. They will receive the Microsoft Office certification. They will also receive the CIW Internet Business Associate certification. And then, of course, for entrepreneurs and business students, they can have the opportunity to receive the QuickBooks Certified User and the Adobe Certified Associate. As well, with the partnership through the Immokalee High School, we have some IHS Academy options. One, of course, is the NAF Academy of Information Technology. This is for our students who are interested in the IT world and kind of the cyber software that they can use. And then, of course, we have the NAF Academy of Finance and Entrepreneurship, and this is for our business students. On to the structure of the program. During the academic year, we'll also continue the 2 hours per week, 1 hour on Achieve 3000, and then, of course, the 1 hour completing hands-on projects and any of the certification opportunities. During our summer, we will have a 4-week program at FGCU. We have created this partnership, and we can say that our students will have the opportunity to create and pitch a product just like the Shark Tank show. And this is where our students will also continue to have that 1 hour Achieve 3000 and be able to improve on their presentation and communication skills. During the academic summer, our students will still be incorporating and getting industry speakers coming out, and of course being able to attend field trips. As well as a financial incentive for our students, we'll continue to provide that $250 stipend per quarter, and that just will help our students with their financial assistance. For internships will be at local businesses during the summer between their 11th and 12th grade year. This is just to help our students get that on-the-job experience and see what it's like if they want to move forward in that pathway.
Healthcare pathway. Certification opportunities for our students will be the Certified Nursing Assistant, CNA, and the CPR and First Aid. Academy options paired with the healthcare pathway are the Biomedical NAF Academy embedded at the high school, and then in 11th and 12th grade, students can participate in the dual enrollment opportunity at iTech. The structure of the program will mirror most of the others. Academic year, they'll have 2 hours per week, 1 hour of Achieve 3000, and an hour of completing hands-on healthcare projects. Over the summer, they will do a 6-week program with our partnership at iTech, preparing for certifications and introducing healthcare concepts. 1 hour of Achieve 3000 to keep those reading skills sharp. Students will continue to get exposure to industry speakers and field trips, and students will receive the $250 stipend per quarter. Internship opportunities for students in the healthcare pathway will be clinical rotations at healthcare facilities and hospitals.
Now, these programs might sound very, very ambitious, but we are not doing these programs by ourselves. We are focused on partnering with organizations and with CCPS in order to get the best resources for our students. So we have a partnership right now, which Dr. Patton is in total support of, with Immokalee High School, Immokalee Middle School, and Immokalee Technical College. We also have a great partnership with Florida Gulf Coast University, and they are doing a lot of our curriculum building, and they're helping out with our summer programming. And we're also working on partnerships with different local businesses. So we're not just doing this all by ourselves. You know, we are pooling different resources to create those partnerships.
Parent engagement. This is an area that we're really trying to strengthen and build throughout the process. The purpose is to strengthen the relationships with our families. We have the trust in our families. Now we want to just go ahead and continue educating them with the different incentives that the students can go ahead and obtain within our pathways. We will be hosting career presentations that will fully break down the 4 pathways. We will ensure that the families understand each pathway and what resources, benefits, and incentives each can offer. Our whole purpose is to increase parent contact through workshops, orientations, end-of-the-year celebrations, and one-on-one meetings. We are targeting up to 3 times more interaction with our families to really get them on board.
We are now going to move on to some common questions that different mentors, board members, and parents have had for us. So the first common question is, what about Take Stock in Children? Are these 2 separate programs? And these are not 2 separate programs. So all of our students who are in Take Stock in Children will also go through our career pathway programs. Take Stock in Children is a great partnership for the Immokalee Foundation, and we are not trying to dilute that partnership. So it's very important to us to keep Take Stock in Children and to have our students go through that program, but also receive the benefits of our career pathways programming as well. And our second question, is the Immokalee Foundation only focused on technical schools? The Immokalee Foundation is focused on opportunities for all students, whether that means technical school, state college, university, military, whatever their goal is, we are here to help them accomplish that goal. So we are not only focused on technical schools or trades, we are focused on all of the opportunities for our students. Our next 2 common questions are, what if my mentee wants to be an artist? Will the Immokalee Foundation support him or her? And is the Immokalee Foundation forcing students in these 4 pathways? So if your mentee wants to be an artist or a marine biologist or an interior designer, we will support your mentee in that. We are not trying to tell our students what career they have to go into, but we are going to educate your student. So if your mentee wants to be an artist, they will know the salary range for an artist. They will know that they probably have to move to a big city in order to be a successful artist. So they will have that education piece. Now, is the Immokalee Foundation forcing the students into the 4 pathways? No, but these are research-based pathways that are available in Southwest Florida, so they are getting education based on those 4 pathways.
Another common question we've been getting is, how can my mentee choose their future career in 8th grade? Isn't this too early? The idea is to have the students explore their interests. So we're not saying that it has to be set in stone in 8th grade, but we want them to have a very good direction of why they want to go into the career that they're already interested in. We are completely okay with students realizing throughout the pathways that they do not have interest in business or construction and foresee themselves in the healthcare pathway or vice versa. Our whole purpose of the pathways is for them to get the exposure now instead of having to go back and forth while they're in college and have to go ahead and spend money in later years.
So now we wanted to go over just a few suggestions on how you can help your mentee. So the first thing is that encouragement is key. So ask your mentee about their career choice. What do they know about that career field and why are they choosing that career? You can also help your mentee research their career. If you need more resources on this, we will give Mr. Kent's email so you can email him and set up a meeting with him. And then also be open to your mentee changing their mind or switching their pathway. So as Maria just stated, the purpose of our program is for these changes to happen in middle and high school instead of these changes happening in college where you can waste a lot of time and a lot of money. So if your mentee, starts out in healthcare and decides that they don't like working with people, that's totally okay, and they can switch up their career pathway. So please be open to that.
A few other areas that you can help your mentee is to recommend that your mentee becomes involved and takes advantage of opportunities. So some of the opportunities that we had already talked about and explained earlier, but moving forward, we want to also have you be the support in reminding your students to attend the career trips and the expos that we provide. We have learned this past year alone that a lot of students have been able to walk away from a career trip or an expo and really find that direction and find their niche that they never heard about because it was a new career in whole for them. Encourage your students to attend the summer programs that focus on their career. Again, you all just recently learned all the different benefits and resources that your students can be provided throughout the summer. And it's a great time to go ahead and, move away from that summer melt and really have them give a hands-on experience within that interest that they might have already. Something as a former advocate, I highly, highly encourage you to talk to your students about is attending class meetings. Class meetings are designed to go ahead and focus on the grade level that the advocates are working with. They are after school, and the class meetings focus on topics, resources, or opportunities that current class can go ahead and participate. It is very, very crucial. The information is wonderful and really supports the students within that given time frame of the year. Moving forward is utilizing their advocates as a resource. This is very, very important, especially going into our new initiative, because if a student is wanting to go ahead and change from one pathway to another, their student advocate is the first resource that they're going to want to go ahead and talk to, indicating that they're unhappy about their career pathway opportunity or that they foresee themselves fitting into a different pathway. The advocate is the first person that they want to go ahead and talk to, so the advocate then can move forward to Mr. Kent and reshape what that next path is going to be like for them.
At this time, we would like to thank you for your time and appreciate everything you guys do. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to call or email any one of us. We'd be glad to answer anything, and we hope you have a very nice day.